South Africa will welcome Steyn's return to full fitness for the Pool B match at the Melbourne Cricket Ground after he appeared out of sorts over the past 2 weeks. The 31-year-old bowled just 7 overs in his team's first warm-up match against Sri Lanka and was rested for the second practice game against co-host New Zealand. Steyn was clearly troubled by a sore throat and blocked nose during South Africa's World Cup opener against Zimbabwe in Hamilton last Sunday, where he returned with unflattering figures of 1 for 64 from 9 overs against the Proteas' lowly ranked opponents. The form of Steyn, one of the game's most devastating fast bowlers with 152 wickets from 97 ODIs, is seen as central to South Africa's chances of winning a maiden World Cup title. Donald, a former fast bowler nicknamed White Lightning, hoped his players should release the occasion of playing in one of the world's most famous cricket stadiums. The Proteas will go in with 4 fast bowlers in Steyn, Markle, Philander and Parnell or Abbott. Meanwhile, the Proteas came up with innovative ways of training ahead of the game as they practiced for the ICC World Cup clash against India at the MCG. Some people were treated to some unfamiliar methods at training, with a support staff comprising the likes of Russell Domingo, Alan Donald, Charles Langveld, Gary Carson, Claude Henderson and Michael Hussey. The South Africans are in good hands. Here are some of the unfamiliar training methods employed by South Africa at the MCG. Number 1 is Sepak Takraw. This is actually played at the Asian Games and is a mixture of football and volleyball. Instead of using hands, the players on both sides of the net have to use their feet and head. Unlike volleyball, you are allowed to hit the ball on the bounce. The South Africans started off with that in morning on Friday. It was a fun-filled game with both sides competing fiercely. There were a few laughs shared when there was an accidental handball or a mistake. Once again, Dumini gave it a whack. Even during football warm-up the other day, he kicked it the hardest towards the goal. Number 2 is Michael Hussey's fielding competition. Hussey brought out an interesting competition to fielding. He divided the unit into 2 teams. There were stumps placed at some distance with a man standing by with the ball. The support staff had to roll the ball along the ground to the team, and one from each unit had to come forward and throw it to the stumps. Whichever team got the ball to reach the stumps first was awarded a point. Obviously, AB de Villiers and Fab du Plessis were not kept on the same side. De Villiers started things, but his throw was way over Quinton de Kock's head, who was standing by one of the stumps. But as it progressed, de Villiers mastered the art of foxing the opposition. Number 3 is David Miller's stump ritual. On Wednesday, David Miller caught the attention by batting with a stump in the nets. He would face sudden throwdowns and only use the stump in his defense. On Friday, coach Russell Domingo delivered those throwdowns and Miller played with the stump to warm up. A few were hit well, others took the aids and went elsewhere. Miller then moved to a proper practice as he took the bat and put the helmet on. Number 4 is Imran Tahi's caught and bowled practice. On many occasions, Imran Tahi tends to get batsmen out caught and bowled. This is why the South Africans ensure that he gets enough practice of catching in his follow-through. Greg King and Alan Donald were on the side of the nets with Tahir and asked him to bowl. The South African team for the match against India can comprise of Hashim Amla, Quinton de Kock, Fab du Plessis, A.V. de Villiers, J.P. Dumini, David Miller, Behardane, Dale Steyn, Morne Markle, Van Philander, Wayne Parnell or Kyle Abbott.